Hi, this is Megan Jacks, Creative Memories Independent Advisor, and I'm here with sketch number 2 from the May 2021 Creative Memories Virtual Crop. And in this sketch, you can see we have a 2-page layout. It has a banding detail here across the center. That's kind of the one of the things you'll notice about this particular sketch. It also has the 2 vertical images here. Each one of them have a journaling box detail that has like the ribbon cut edge at the top and then at the bottom over here. And then over here we have just a 4 different horizontal photos. They do show a border detail down here at the bottom. So the layout I'm going to be doing, I would be using some winter photos from actually these are from this year. And so I have some winter photos. I've actually gone ahead and already have mounted them. I am using the Winter Frolic collection. And so I chose kind of this lime green color that was actually out of the Under the Willows paper pack. It was a cardstock pack. And so it's got this nice lime color. It went really well with the paper that I selected from Winter Frolic. I'm cheating just a little bit. When I was searching through the Winter Frolic, I came across this paper. It was part of the Fast to Fab Winter Frolic paper pack. And I liked the top and the bottom with that hint of the trees, but it had this nice center detail that I was going to be able to use. So I'm actually going to be using the 2 pieces of this as my base. So let me go ahead and grab the other piece over here. And you can see I've already kind of got a banding detail started. I went ahead and I was kind of playing around. I wasn't sure how I was going to do this center banding across the middle. I wasn't sure I was going to look with these other pieces, having the top and the bottom. So I went ahead and put it together on one side. I will show you how I did this. I use a combination of some tonal paper, and this is the white shimmer, which goes really great with kind of the winter snow theme. So I've put one side together. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put the other side together for you. And I stayed very true to the original sketch measurement. So I'm using this tonal blue, and I'm going to go ahead and trim this to 3 3/4 inch. That's what's listed on the sketch. I am going to swap out though. I'm using a decorative blade for this. I'm using Wave. So I'll swap that out really quick. And I'm going to trim this to 3 3/4. Like I said, this is all on the measurements of the sketch that I've uploaded to the All Access group. So I have that center band in this nice tonal blue. The next thing I need to do is I need to punch 2 of the cloud borders with the cloud white shimmer paper. So I have that here. I'll give that a couple of punches. So the shimmer paper works really nice. Of course, white goes really well for the snow. And I'm going to flip it around and I'll punch the other side. And then I'll trim these off. I'm going to trim them at about 1 inch. The overall exposure after I lay on this top tonal blue piece is going to be about 3/4 inch. So if I trim it to 1 inch, that should be good. I'm going to switch back over here to my straight blade. And I'm just going to line it up the top of that cloud at 1 inch. And I'll do the other side. So I have my 2 cloud borders. Now what I also opted to go for was I chose this stripe paper. I liked it. It was kind of a tonal stripe. It does have the blue versus the green, but it was not too busy or too crazy with that stripe. So I'm going to go ahead and swap out to my Wave cartridge. And I'm going to come over here. I'm going to push my paper over to 1 inch. I'm going to do 1 inch for each of these as well. And I'm going to cut down the middle, swap back to my straight blade, and trim it at 1 inch again. so that I have one edge of each piece has the wavy and the other side doesn't. So I'm going to put this all together, and I'm going to grab my cutting mat because I want to use that to help me make sure I line up everything correctly. I am also going to grab my other piece here that will make sure that I'm spacing things evenly. So the first thing I'm going to go ahead and do is on the back side of this, I'm going to use my mini tape runner, and I'm going to come down the edge of this and put some adhesive on. I don't have a lot of overlap here, so doing that just gives me a little bit more, making sure that I'm not going to leave adhesive exposed or sticking to my mat. And then I'm coming in about 1/4 of an inch on the straight edge of that cloud. I need to flip this around. I am right-handed, so doing delicate work with my right hand always goes much easier. So I'm covering up 1/4 inch of that straight edge, and I'll do the same on the other side. And then I'll have that blue all put down the way I would like it. The next step will be to get this stripe put on. So the stripe, I'm going to run my adhesive on the straight edge of the stripe side up. And this one I leave, basically I went the top of the cloud is about 1/8 of an inch from the edge of that wavy edge. So this one I'm kind of eyeballing just a little bit more. That looks good. And then I'll repeat it on the other side. And just doing that, like I said, about 1/8 of an inch. And you can adjust these however you want with this sketch. I mean, the banding detail is kind of a key feature of this sketch. So in my opinion, that is one thing I definitely wanted to try to keep. But I wasn't so worried about it if it didn't, the proportions weren't the same. So I do detail that this middle section would be 3 1/4. You'd have each of the white bands are about 3/4 of an inch, and then the darker band is about 1/2 an inch. So you can mix and match that as you need to. You can make them all uniform. You could leave the center section open if you had a nice background paper and just do a couple of strips at the top and the bottom. So now I've got the center bands, both center bands made. Hopefully they are roughly the same size. They look pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and stick them on my background paper now. And I am going to use I'm going to keep my mat here because I want to make sure I get these placed as best I can. So I'm going to line up my paper on the trimming mat. I'm going to grab one of those bands and my repositionable just in case I need to do some moving. And from playing with it before, I know I've got an overall, I think I am 5.5 inches total from top to bottom on my bands. So the way it centers, here's 6 inches. I'm coming down. I'm just at 3 1/4 up here to 8 3/4, which is centered. And go ahead and center that there. This page is going to be my right hand page. It's going to be this page here. And the reason is the Fast2Fab of this particular piece of paper has this a little banner detail down here at the bottom. And how these 2 pages were set up, it's going to be easier for me to utilize that in the center here than it would have had this kind of random piece maybe messing up how things were over here. So I put it on the right-hand page. And I have 4 photos that I'll be putting on here. And like I said, I went ahead and used that lime matte color, the lime color for the matte. And they're just, I am going to kind of tuck them in a little bit tight. My little guy was so excited to see snow that morning. He came running downstairs and was looking out the back window to see how much snow had fallen. We actually it was a weekend of snow. We had almost 10 inches, which for the Seattle area is quite a bit. And it stuck around for the weekend. It was a lot of fun for the kids to play with. And then it disappeared. So that is pretty much how this is going to work. I am going to go ahead. I did cut a banner out of some tonal paper. And that will cover up that band here at the bottom. And I use this paper on the left-hand page, and I'm going to go ahead and put that page together now so you can start to see it all come together. Slide this off to the side. And here's that second sheet of Fast2Fab paper. I really do like the Fast2Fab paper. There's some great ones available with the Party Time birthday set that's currently available. It makes it nice that you can just kind of pick and choose what you want to do, one page or one layout at a time. So I'm going to keep the same spacing. And then for this side, I have the vertical images to use. And they showed that the banner detail that they wanted you to do. So these journaling boxes that they have you here doing. So I did include those, and I struggled a lot to find a paper that I would like, that I thought would be okay. There's a lot of different patterns in this Winter Frolic kit between the designer papers and the Fast2Fabulous papers. So I was able to find some kind of a tonal green that has that flecks of almost like would be like snow falling. So I used it on this side here, but I originally started to be able to use it on this side. So it's going to come in as such. I wanted something that was a little more tonal. I've already got a lot of pattern going on, and it worked out really well to use this tonal piece. And of course, I cannot find my second ribbon cut, the second one that I cut over here. So this is the basis of the layout. You can kind of see it coming together here. And what I'm going to do is I will stop the video for now. It should flash with the final layout. You can see I'll add some more decorations to it, figure out maybe one of the stickers to use as a title. There was some great stickers that came with this, but you can see how it all came together. I am really pleased. The Fast2Fab paper made it super easy, had that top and the bottom kind of thing already going. I am not going to worry about putting a border over here. I think that just starts to get a little too much. So the photos stand out, which is always great. I've got some great areas that I can journal if I want to, maybe put a little title here or use the stickers. So thanks for watching. I cannot wait to see what you guys create for sketch number 2. Thanks.